Hey guys, how we doing? And welcome back to Slotcars for another. Just put my hand in something wet and soggy. Welcome back to Slotcars for another build video. So this is going to be the start of a new one. It's going to be the extension of the upper level and the new home for Randy's Donuts. So I'm going to go and wash my hands. I think it's oil. I hope it is. And we'll crack on with this. Right, so I've popped this top shelf up. There's another one that runs underneath, and I've put a bit of that cardboard stuff, triangular piece, just to extend it out a bit. Capped it off with a bit of foam board. I'll do the same to this, but I haven't got a bit big enough. I need to buy some more. And I'm just going through the process, as I've done before, of just cladding it all in foam board so it's all ready for whatever this top section ends up being. So I'm going to carry on with that. I've just done this with bits I've had lying around. So this was an old bit of decking I had left over. I've used curtain pole brackets to support them, which is fine. It was an absolute bugger reaching over to screw one in over in that corner, but I managed to do it. So I'm just going to carry on cladding this, and I'll probably only be able to get this bit done until I buy some more. So we shall see how we get on. Right, that's pretty much all I can do for now until I get some more foam board, and then I just need to put the top on and a bit round the back as well, probably up to the bottom of that picture frame, or where the joint tape is in the insulation. But what I'm going to do is, it stands out too much being white, and I like the white things that I build to sort of pop out like that, whereas this is more functional. So I'm going to, hopefully I don't regret it, I'm going to paint this black, and then that's pretty much all I can do. Built a little step, so I'll probably paint that black as well. And then the foundations are there for me to finish it off when I go to Hobbycraft later this week. There we go. All painted black, which I like painting things black because it hides all the blemishes. So really now all I've got to do is put a top section on, put a back section on, which I'll get done later in the week. But I was having a think about what to do with it on this top section, and I am really seriously tempted to get a couple of magnetic racing kits to go up there. I think I'm going to put, because the doghouse is sort of hidden away in the corner, and it's such a waste because it's a brilliant kit, and so I think I'm going to put that up there and have like an imaginary path going around. I don't know, I haven't really worked out the finer detail as yet, but I'll put the doghouse up there, and there'll be room then for another couple of kits. Brilliant, because I love making those kits. They're such good fun to do. So I've got the doghouse over here, but that can stay there. Did I call that the doghouse? It's Randy's Donuts. I think I called it the doghouse. So Randy's Donuts is going to come out, it's going to go up the top there, and I'm going to get a couple more kits. Well, I'll measure up to see what I can get, and yeah, we'll have some fun building that. So I'm going to leave this for now, and when we come back I would have been to Hobbycraft and spent quite a lot of money, I'd imagine. So yeah, back soon. Well, Randy's Donuts fits nicely up there. It's a little bit snug and tight. I've also run another, where are we? Another USB from the power slot underneath and up. So when I've got the second building up there, the wiring is all ready to connect up to get lights. I think there's a couple of LEDs in there. They'll obviously in whatever I get. But I've just had a look at Magnetic Racing's website, and I think I'm going to probably get the Hooters restaurant and maybe some of the Hooter girls as well, but we'll see. But it means I need to make this slightly bigger, which I sort of wanted to do anyway. So I'm going to take this front strip off, and when I get the foam board, I'm just going to extend it out a little bit, bring it back here, cut it back at a slight angle, and then we'll have a nice big area to work with. But I just need to measure up to make sure that I've got the space for the new Hooters restaurant. So there'll be a video on that with me building it, so that should be exciting, because like I say, I love making these kits. So right, Hobbycraft. So bought some more foam board, had to go to the hospital yesterday for a checkup, and Hobbycraft is right next to the hospital, which is really convenient. So I've cut out I've cut out a piece for the base, and just waiting for the hot glue to dry, and then I will get the base section fitted on, and then I'll need to cut out a little triangle for that bit there, and then I'm going to put a back piece going all around the back, but I'm not going to stick that in because I want to paint like a brickwork effect on that. So I'm going to get this stuck down, cut out the triangle, and then measure up the back sections and start on the laborious task of painting bricks. Right, that's that foam board cut out. It's not stuck down, the base is stuck down, that section is stuck down, they're ready for painting, and then just fill in a few little gaps here and coming across here and maybe at the back there, fill in those gaps, but I can patch up in the end. So what I'm going to do is just zip through how I'm going to paint these two back panels. So I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but for the brickwork, I've got the first bit of foam board and I've just painted it, and well, you see the colours that I'm using. You've got the burnt umber, can't remember what that is, and a brown, and just putting the burnt umber on, and then just putting a few streaks of other shades in it, just so there's a variation in the colours. And then after that, I'm going to have to draw all the bricks in, which I'll do with a pencil. But it's going to take bloody ages, and I've got the bigger piece to do as well. So I've slightly changed my plan a little bit, because I was going to do the whole thing brick, but it just looked way too much. You bearing in mind the figure is up to about there. You're going to be looking at, what, 6, 12, 18 foot wall, which would not have looked right, and I'd already scored it, so you've got the score marks in the sky area, but it doesn't matter, it's just the bit that fits on the back. And the scale of the bricks is crazy, really, but it doesn't matter. It's about getting a general feel, and I think in terms of brickwork, it looks okay. It's not as good as I would like it, but it's taken such a long time to do, and I don't really want to invest too much time on this. So I've got the big bit to do now, which is going to be painful, if I'm honest. So I'm going to crack on with that. To be perfectly honest, really don't like that. Really don't like it. I'm going to paint it the grey block work, you know, like this sort of thing. It just stands out. Really doesn't look right. So I'm going to go over it again. I'm not going to do the blocks in detail on there, because it'll just mess up with the existing ones that I've done. But on this one, which is the one you sort of see more than anything, I think I'll do that properly, like that sort of thing. So that was a waste of quite a lot of time. Right, okay, let's get the grey on. Well, I don't love it, but it will do. It looks very patchy on the camera, as it always does. So yeah, that is going to be how I'm going to leave it, because I just really don't want to spend time changing it and going over and over. It will, at the end of the day, be a background bit. It's more important what the two buildings I put on here and what I do with the rest of it. So I'm just going to touch up some of this black paint now, and this bit here, touch up the black paint, and I'm going to paint the top my usual grey colour, which will be slightly darker than this here, and then it's all painted up and it's ready for Randy's Donuts. Right, well, I think that looks better now it's all been painted. So I'm going to leave it, wait for it to dry, and then get Randy's Donuts put up there, get the lighting sorted out, and then that might be it. I've just got a little piece to put in, you see right there, a little bit to put in there. But yeah, I think we'll get Randy's Donuts in place, wired up, and then I need to order the Hooters magnetic racing kit to go just there. And this will be a really good top section. I am going to put a cap on top of that at some point. These aren't stuck down, so I can take them off, put a cap on it, and it just finishes it off. I think it looks quite effective. So there you go, paint dry, coffee time, and we'll come back to finish this one off. Right, that's Randy's Donuts in place. I've got it wired up, so there's a light in there which really won't show up in the daytime, but there you go, there's proof that there's a wire in it. So the wire has come up here from, as I said, the little switchboard here, goes underneath, comes up. I just need to put some foam board across there just to hide the wire, and then all the wiring is underneath. I've also taken a spur from this and just left that wire over there, so when I do the next build, when I get my Hooters restaurant, all the wiring's there, so I can maybe put a few lights in there. I did think about possibly putting a couple of street lights on the top as well, and then we're going to decorate all the base as well. But yeah, this is all coming together, so I think the last thing we've got to do is to just touch up some of the paintwork that I've messed up. I might slightly lighten this top section, we'll see, but we're getting close to completion. Right, so now I've put a cap along the top, which I think looks really good. It just sort of finishes it off, and then one just going around the edge on top of the wall. And Randy's Donuts in place. I've lightened up paintwork here, but I think all this is going to be probably lightened. I've left that because another building's going there. When I know the footprint of that, I can do all the paving and get all this done properly. And yeah, I've lightened that as well. So we'll touch up the paintwork on these when I do the actual scenery element of this section. And just finally, a bit of foam board over there to sort of hide the wires. So this is another big extension, and by using this top layer, it's given me so more scope for building. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this looks, and I've said before, even if I change the layout below, you know, this in some format can stay as it is. So yes, Randy's Donuts has a new home. So thanks for watching, guys. Part 2 of this will be ready as soon as I order the kit to put there. So in the meantime, you'll take care, my friends. Bye bye.